But there's a weird wind that is blowing across the pitch, which has given us a few technical issues to get going with. And my notes are taped down more than they have ever been taped down before, and the tape does not seem to be holding up in the wind. So we'll see how that affects the players on the pitch. But we'll get into the starting lineups for both teams. For Langley United, led by head coach Chelsea Hannison in her second year in charge of the team. In goal for them, number 42, Sydney Veneer. Number 5, Simran Lally. Number 7, Megan Sun. Number 11, Kenzie Fitzgerald. Number 15, Kyla Kerr. Number 19, Kira Scott. Number 20, Hannah Lorenz. Number 21, Kiena Chesko. Number 23, Ava Temple. Number 28, Pak Tung Sang. And number 30 is Gemma Dumas. For Altitude, sitting second in the standings just now, and they can go top if they win this afternoon. They're led by head coach Jesse Simons, also his second year in charge of this side. In goal for them, number 50, Emma Sparrow. Number 4, Jensa Napier-Ganley. Number 5, Zoe Laps. Number 7, Ella Santasieri. Number 8, Sheila Rasul. Number 9, Victoria Cronkite. Number 12 is Brooke Vickers. Number 13, Olivia Gomez. Number 17, Sophie Harrison. Number 18 is Claire Logan. And number 20 is Kiera Blundell. I'm your match commentator, Michael McCall. Now have the call for both matches this afternoon. And it's 2 matches that we're bringing you this week on Thursday. We are bringing you the matchups between TSS Rovers and Vancouver Whitecaps and Vancouver Rise Academy. And it's the women's division that takes focus in this one. Altitude in the all sky blue jerseys and short combo, with the white numbers are going to be going from left to right in this first half. I'd love to give you the name of the officials. They're not in the app, unfortunately, so if we get them during the broadcast, we will mention who they are. But it's going to be Altitude getting this one underway. Langley in the white jerseys with the famous Admiral stripes down the front. They'll be going from right to left. Just the final checks are all in place. And the action underway here in North Vancouver. And it's a battle between second placed Altitude and fifth placed Langley. Altitude 10 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat from their 12 matches played. That 1 defeat was against league leaders Vancouver Rise Academy. They got the better of them a couple of weeks ago in the second matchup between the two teams. But the difference in the standings falls to that 1-1 draw that Altitude had with TSS here several weeks ago, and that could be the deciding factor at the end of this one. It's going to be interesting to see how the warm conditions out there affect both these sides. It's not the most pleasing football environment to be playing in this heat. The wind that is springing up every now and again will help a little bit. You can probably hear the wind coming through the headphones just now. It's a free kick to Altitude, deep in their own half. Altitude, as I mentioned, will go top if they can win this. They're currently sitting 2 points behind Vancouver Rise at the top of the standings. The Rise will be in action against TSS on Thursday, as mentioned in a game that we're going to bring you as one of the featured games. Altitude have been free-flowing with the goals over the course of the year. They're the highest scorers in the league with 45 goals, second best defence as well with 11 goals against. Leading the way is leading scorer, second in the league for scoring, Ella Santasieri. The ball played in looking for Brooke Vickers, cleared by Langley. Santa Sierra's officially got credited for 9 goals. It is actually only 8. She was miscredited for one of the goals earlier in the season. Chloe Van Schalkwyk is just behind with 6 goals, and then Kiera Blundell hasn't been back long from college but already has 5 goals to her name. But it's Langley on the first attack here, and that's plucked out of the sky by Emma Sparrow. And it's been a very busy day for Emma Sparrow, sitting an exam up at UBC earlier today. Then a big rush here to North Van. It was touch and go whether she was actually going to make it to start this one. It looked like, with Emma doing that exam, Kelsey Fisher, the other goalkeeper, is away on her honeymoon at the moment. And big congratulations to Kelsey. I'm sure she's not watching this on her honeymoon, but if she is, enjoy yourself. Congratulations on your marriage. But if Emma wasn't going to make this, it was going to be Maddie Norman, the striker, that was going to be going in goal for Altitude this afternoon, which would have made a very interesting situation. But they're having to defend just now as this corner whipped in. It's over the head of anyone. It's met superbly. First time there by Kyla Kerr, and she just couldn't direct it on target. Just flashes wide of that left post. That's a scare in the early going here for Langley, for Altitude. Altitude, as I mentioned, the high scorers in the league. They've kept 7 clean sheets through their 12 matches, and that includes 3 straight clean sheets going into this game. Goals have certainly been a bit of a problem to come by for Langley this year. Just 13 goals from their 11 matches. They've won 4, drawn 3 and lost 4. But they've been on the front foot here. It's Megan Sun trying to find a way through. That's a good challenge coming in there from Apps. A bulk of this Altitude team are UBC Thunderbirds players, led by Thunderbirds head coach Jessie Simons, and the Thunderbirds are going to be hosting U Sports Nationals in November this year. As another flashing shot comes in, this time from Kira Scott, forcing Sparrow to get across her goal to turn that one away, and she's been the busier of the 2 keepers so far. It's been a good start here by Langley. Altitude have to win their last 2 matches and hope that Vancouver Rise Academy slip up. If they don't get at least a point from this one this afternoon, the Rise can lift the title on Thursday evening at Swangard. That's a high delivery to the back of the box, headed clear, not fully out. And Langley's going to try and put the danger back on again here. Mentioned that goals have been somewhat difficult to come by for Langley this year. Just 5 different players have found the back of the net. Alyssa Clark is leading the way with 4 goals. Tied for the lead in the scoring charts with own goals. There's been 4 own goals that have gone in Langley's favour, which is maybe telling of how dangerous some of these crosses and balls that they're putting into the box are. Kira Scott, who's such a dangerous markswoman with the SFU Red Leafs, 2 goals just on the season, coming off a fantastic college season with the Red Leafs up the mountain. And there's a few UBC Thunder players, sorry, a few SFU players on this Langley roster, and they're about to be in their final season in the NCAAs. A loose one there is almost picked off by Vickers. Now she does get the ball as it runs away from the defender. Vickers cuts to the outside. Kerr putting her under pressure and doing a good job as well, as the last touch comes off Vickers there. And it's going to be behind for a goal kick for Langley. Brooke Vickers, a recent addition to this Altitude side, coming back after a redshirt freshman year with the University of Texas in San Antonio. Sang playing that forward, takes a bounce away from Hannah Lorenz. Another chance for Langley to threaten here with a set piece opportunity. Free kick about 10 yards inside the altitude half. Sent high into the box, looking for the header. Sang, she can't direct it on goal though, and it doesn't even fall to one of her teammates and just runs aimlessly behind in the end. A good opportunity comes to nothing there for the visitors, who would love to produce the shock this afternoon. With playoffs being eliminated in the league, it does make it tough for some of these teams to maybe keep a little bit motivated later in the season. But Chelsea Hannahson's certainly a coach that wouldn't let that be the case for her side. And it's been an impressive start from Langley so far. First corner of the afternoon, it goes the way of the visitors. They've had a couple of set piece opportunities in the opening 10 minutes here. Actually, it's second corner of the afternoon for Langley, and that header from Sang again. She can't direct it onto target. Loose ball is picked up by Sun. Nice little touch inside to Sung. And Megan Sun now tries to get the shot off. Didn't get any power on that at all, and it's easily cleared, but the danger coming straight back in. Referee not seeing anything wrong with that tackle. It's a chance now for Blundell to bring this out for altitude. Blundell playing that up the wing to Rasul. The decision will go altitude's way here. Nice bit of footwork, dancing into the box there was Sophie Harrison. She was trying to evade the tackle, but in doing so just runs that one behind. Forays forward have been few and far between so far for altitude. Scrappy play at the back from Langley. Turns that over. Chance here for altitude to get something going. They won't try and force anything. And Vickers can't keep that one in. And Langley will get a chance to get it back, but they turn it over right away. Vickers now. Just overruns that as she runs out of room. A good defensive play there from Langley once again. Not allowing altitude any space out there in the early going. And it's Langley that's been the better team in these opening moments. Sang trying to bring that one out in her touch inside, looking to get that to Dumas. It was cut out well, but Langley win it back. Gemma Dumas now. Langley getting forward in numbers here. Sang just turns that one over. But altitude not looking as solid defensively as they usually do, as the scoreboard has gone out here at the stadium, which hopefully they will get back on. Sun Tries to chest that down, just runs away from her. But this pressure from Langley's been good. They've been winning the ball back quickly after giving it away. They have been turning it over quite cheaply, but they are doing well at pressing and getting it back. And I'm pleased to say the scoreboard is now back up and running. Well, it's up. It's not fully running just yet. Sang plays that forward to Lorenz, who has a nice little turn. Sprays it out for Dumas to chase down. It's a very dry pitch, as you can see, with the dust bouncing up in various areas. And Vickers does well to turn away from the attention of Kerr. Dumas trying to chase that one down. Sang, she's been very involved in the build-up play for Langley. Used to seeing her more as a defender in the Hong Kong International. It seems to be the player that everything is going through the middle of the park for the visitors. Again, you see the dust coming up off the pitch here. Been very dry conditions on the North Shore and very warm day, as mentioned at the start. Good distribution from Veneer there. She was getting pressured. Sang. Spinning turn. Springs Megan Sun here on the left. She's got a lot of space to work with as well, so it's a dangerous ball into the near post, and perhaps is not going to take any risk there. Just a big boot on that to put that into touch. Vickers does so well to win that back. Out to Blundell. First times it into the box. Looking to try and play in Rasul. But just didn't get the direction right there at all. And that was an easy save for Sydney Veneer. Veneer, the former Whitecaps Girls Elite player who knows so many of the Whitecaps alumni that is on this altitude side. And a long diagonal forward, looking to try and get it out to Sun, just direction all wrong there in the end, and it'll just run through to Sparrow. Vickers chasing this down, a crunching challenge coming in there from Kenzie Fitzgerald. Olivia Gomez coming over in corner kick duty. First one of the afternoon for the home side. Gomez curls that into the near post, but it's easily read and held by Veneer. And an opportunity goes a-begging for Altitude, still scoreless as we approach the 20-minute mark here at Kinsman Field. A long range effort coming in there from Rasul, but just was leaving and rising from the minute I left her foot, and it's high and over in the end for Altitude. Langley's probably going to be the happier of the two teams at this point. These two teams met earlier in the season out in Langley, and it was a 3-0 win for Altitude that day. So Chesko battling away. Kiana Chesko just back in the BCPL. Played a season with Unity, season with Burnaby, didn't come back and play in 2025. Clearance not fully getting connected with there from Fitzgerald. Allows Altitude to pick up the loose ball. Sent into the edge of the box, Sang. Seems to be all over the pitch for Langley in this first half. Gets a foot on that to get it clear. Now Scott knocks it out to Dumas. Gemma Dumas, the 21-year-old, just had sparing minutes with SFU in a rookie season. Well, rookie soccer season, I should say, because she's also represented SFU in track and field. And that is where you see her pace kind of coming from. Does cross-country running, so very fit. Now, Altitude have a chance to stretch this Langley defence. Rasul out on the left. Does well to knock it past Langley there. Still Rasul with a big challenge coming in to knock that one away. And very fitting, since we're getting these in the World Cup, but this one will not get booed. It's time for a hydration break here in North Vancouver, and we'll be back with the action soon. No 3-minute water breaks here in the BCPL. Just enough time for the players to get a drink and a little bit of recovery, as it should be. And this is certainly a day, don't want to harp on about it, but this is certainly a day where the water break is very important and coming into play. Just was checking the weather app just at the break there, and says it's 28, feels like 30. I'm sure there's folk elsewhere in the country's like, that's not really hot compared with what we get in the summer. But we are in for 3 very warm days out here in the Lower Mainland. And it's Altitude with another opportunity from the corner here in the 26th minute. Another curler into the near post. Altitude keeping it alive. It's falls at the edge of the box there to Rasul. She can't bring it down. Vickers chasing this one down. And Sun gets that taken away from her, but unfairly, says referee. And that'll bring a little bit of respite to this Langley defence, and player down in the back there. I think it might be Kenzie Fitzgerald. Took a little bit of knock as she was trying to clear that. And understandably, with how warm it is, we're not seeing the usual intensity that we've seen from Altitude this season. They've beaten teams by scoring 8 goals, 6 goals, 5 goals, and the forwards having a little bit of a conflab at the moment, as are the defenders at the back. As that looks like that might be the afternoon. It is, and Kenzie Fitzgerald makes way here in the 28th minute. Coming on for Langley is number 12, Alyssa Clark, leading scorer for Langley. And we hope that's nothing too bad there for Kenzie Fitzgerald. She's had a couple of years with the UFV Cascades in the college game. Hopefully nothing too serious that might affect year 3 for her out in Abbotsford. Alyssa Clark coming on, as I mentioned, the leading scorer for the team with 4 goals so far this year. She can play defence, she can play defensive midfield, midfielder, and the 21-year-old with her 3rd team in 3 years here in the BCPL. Previously was with Burnaby and Evolution. Just 1 goal in her previous appearances over the 2 seasons in the league, and has just caught fire this year. But we'll have to put in a bit of a defensive shift to start things off, as Altitude force another corner. After the good start from Langley, it does feel that Altitude have kind of slowly started to turn the screw here and are starting to take over the match a little bit. High delivery to the near post, looking to try and get that flicked on. Altitude again stretching the legs but not able to get onto that. Cronkite was the target for that initial ball in. as we move past the half-hour mark. Still scoreless between second placed Altitude and fifth placed Langley. Sure, the Vancouver Rise Academy coaching staff and players will be avidly watching the result of this one. Depending how things go, they could lift the title at Swangard on Thursday evening. Vickers chasing that down, looking for the foul. They'll just have to settle instead for the throw-in. It's quickly taken by Harrison, and Vickers battling for that. Referee not liking what he's seeing from the Altitude forward, and that decision will go the way of the visitors here. That's a dangerous ball forward. It's picked up well by Blundell. Out to Rasul, evades the challenge, goes for the goal, and it crashes off the bar. It's the closest Altitude's come this afternoon to breaking the deadlock. Keeping the pressure on. Sansieri inside to Blundell. Drags it back. No space for her though to get the pass off. Has to go back now to Vickers. Her cross into the box is well blocked there by Sun. Apps now. That was well cut out there. Alyssa Clark already getting herself involved in this game. Chisco tries to poke that forward, under a lot of pressure though, and Altitude get it back. They'll try and build again up the right side here. Nice little touch inside from Harrison. Powering forward, nice ball there for Blundell. Just couldn't get the shot off, and now Vickers is battling away. Now we're seeing a little bit of more urgency from Altitude. That clearance, dangerous play at the back there. Eva Temple just unable to get that up the field, and Langley's getting penned back a little bit here. It's a good spell of pressure and possession for Altitude. But surely working the way up the left wing here. Gomez. Another crossing at the box getting cut out by Langley. It's kind of been the story of the first half here. They've enjoyed a lot of possession, they've been getting crosses in, but they've not been finding their intended target, and Langley's done a very good job at mopping them up, dealing with the danger and getting the ball clear. Now they'll get a chance to get a little bit of respite at the back as Eva Temple is down in a heap. They've already lost Kenzie Fitzgerald. They're not going to want to lose another key cog in their defence. But looks like Temple is going to be okay to continue. Cut out at the halfway line by Altitude. Vickers tries to get that out to Cronkite. And here goes Oucher again, and once again, the final delivery into the box is somewhat lacking from the defending champs, looking to go back to back, but it's out of their own hands at the moment. They need the Rise to slip up, and it's tough to see where the Rise might be doing that in their remaining matches. Reminder, the winner of the BCPL Women's Division goes on to represent the league in the Interprovincials in August. Clark flicking that one on, but no one in particular that was there for Langley to chase it down. And they came out very fast. It was a really strong start from Langley, and they've fallen off the pace a little bit, and you do wonder if maybe the heat has also played into that. Altitude have certainly enjoyed the lion's share of possession, but they've not been doing a lot with it, as you just see with that opportunity that just runs all the way through to Sydney Veneer. Chesko, I thought that was a decent challenge, I've got to say, and she's going to get booked maybe for kicking the ball away. Just going to be talking to for Kiena. Spent 2025 over in Italy with Rome City Institute. A fantastic experience for her over there. Getting to experience a different culture, get an education and play some football at the same time. Blundell flicks it on. That's a dangerous clearance by Lally. It doesn't really go anywhere. Blundell chases it down, gets the shot off, and Sydney Veneer at the near post comes up with a big stop here for Langley. Veneer's first appearance of the 2026 season. And a big stop, but another corner comes in. Everyone rising up to meet it. It's just headed over the bar in the end from a good position. Couple of chances there from that ball coming in. Claire Logan, the player, to head that one over. Another player that's not been back long from college and has just a few appearances under her belt. Blundell, little layoff for someone to run onto, but just had too much on it, and I was asking a lot for Santissieri to get onto. Claire Logan, incidentally, is player that we've seen a lot of here in the BCPL. She was with Whitecaps Girls Elite for the first 2 years of the league, and coming back from college in 24 as well with them. Very experienced, has played at a World Cup at U17 level. Logan has also represented Canada at U20s. Rasul battling away, but really bowls over Dumas there, and you see the difference in size between the two as well. 5'1" Gemma Dumas, 5'10" Sheila Rasul. Into the final 5 now in the first half. still scoreless between these two teams. Altitude had to leave it late in the last match, getting a winner 16 minutes from time against Unity out at Cloverdale. Blundell does well, not just to bring that down, but to get that out to the wing for Rasul to chase down. But just too much on it. I think the wind maybe caught a little bit off it as well. Still swirling around down here at pitch level. Altitude hitting the bar earlier in this game. That's the closest either side's come to breaking the deadlock. Santacieri now just overruns that, but battles to try and win it back. Goes to ground, but fair challenges all round there from Langley. That was good defensive play there from Logan to knock that off the foot there for Alyssa Clark. Blundell now chasing it down, takes that away from Sung. Cuts it back for Vickers, who goes with a kind of cross-come shot in the end. And whatever it was intended to be, it's dealt with very well by Veneer. Gomez getting put under pressure there and getting the ball just nicked away from her. The cross coming in from Lally in the end. After all the good work she did to win the ball, wasn't what she was looking for at the end of it. Good movement. Clark whipping that ball in. Hannah Lorenz can't keep it down. Langley do well to keep that in. Attack still alive. Scott plays that out for Dumas. Veneer's clearance not finding anyone in a white jersey, and Altitude as we get set to move into that last minute. But we'll keep the pressure on. We'll keep an eye on the fourth official as well as to how much time is going to get added on here. It'll be a little bit because there was the water break. Blundell keeping hold of the ball, lays it off to Vickers. She cuts to the outside, but Kerr doing well to get in front of her, knock it off her in the end as well, and it's going to be a goal kick to Langley. Veneer not in any big rush to take this, as we're going to have a minimum of 4 minutes added on at the end of the first half here. We move into that stoppage time now. Again, some nice movement from Langley, but it's broken up. Perhaps doing a good job there as Dumas tries to chase that one down. She's fast, but not that fast to get onto the end of that. Still time for one of these two teams to break the deadlock and go into half-time with the lead. How it should know a draw really isn't good enough for them in this game either. Langley's just wanting to give a good account of themselves in these last few games. For Altitude, they are chasing back-to-back titles and they need 3 points in this game. 3 points in their last one as well. The Rise have TSS and last placed Kamloops to play. You can't imagine Kamloops shocking them out at Hillside in the last game of the season. So Altitude will be hoping that TSS can get the business done on Thursday evening. Even just nicking a point in that one would see Altitude having the upper hand. But for that to happen, they've got to win this game and they've got to find a goal from somewhere. Langley's done a really good job at negating the threat that is throughout this team. Mentioned there's been 18 different players found the back of the net for Altitude this year, and they badly need someone to come up with a goal this afternoon. Still obviously a lot of time. And we've got about 90 seconds off the 4 left in this first half. Harrison just chasing this ball down. She'll want to quickly get on with the throw in here. That ball forward there, just cut out again. That's certainly something I'm sure Jesse Sounds will be talking to his team about at this half-time interval. Napier Ganley gets a second chance, brings it down, forward, little back heel there from Vickers into the path of Harrison. And Harrison gets it back. Fortunate rebound there for the Englishwoman. She's still battling away. Blundell now tries to get that. Langley desperately trying to get this clear in the last touch. In the end, coming off an Altitude player, and that is it for the first half action. No goals in the first 45 minutes. It's Altitude 0, Langley United 0. What will the second half hold in store? Join us in 15 minutes to find out. Welcome back to Kinsman Field, North Vancouver, beautiful British Columbia. We're about to get the second half underway here in BC Premier League Women's Division action, as title chasing Altitude being held scoreless at the half by visiting Langley United. 0-0 we are going into the second half here. Langley in the all-white top with the black shorts and the famous Admiral stripes down the front. Altitude in the all-sky blue.
Exiting the game, number 4, Jensen Napier-Ganley. Number 7, Sheila Rasool. Number 9, Olivia Gomez. And number 12, Sophie Harrison. Entering the game, number 2, Quinn Johnson. Number 11, Ruby Nicholas. Number 22, Chloe Van Schalkwyk. And number 24, Sienna Gibson.
So a spate of substitutions for Altitude, as chance coming in there from Ciara Scott, and she blasts that one over. Just 40 odd seconds on the clock here at the start of the second half. I was busy writing down my substitutions, so 4 substitutions for Altitude.
Number 7, Megan Sun. Entering the game, number 29, Isabel Jobin.
So 5 substitutions in total at the half. I'll give you the Langley one first of all, because they've only made the one, and going off is number 7, Megan Sun. Coming on is number 29, Isabel Dobbin. Lorenz getting that in the middle of the park. Nice movement once again here from Langley. And it is that half-time sub, Dobbin, with the fresh legs, getting the ball on the wing, lays it off for Clark. She's getting forced wide here by one of the Altitude subs at the half, so we'll get to those now. So the 4 players making way is number 4, Jensa Napier-Ganley, number 7, Ella Santisieri. Sorry, number 8, I think it is actually Sheila Rasool that may have gone off. In fact, no, it is Isabella Santisieri. Victoria Cronkite is another one. Sienna Gibson, one of the subs coming on. Nice little touch there into the inside. But coming into an offside position there was Sheila Rasool. Coming on for Altitude at half-time, number 11, Ruby Nicholas. Number 22, Chloe Van Schalkwyk. Number 24, Sienna Gibson, and number 2, Quinn Johnson. Blundell 2 years ago and Johnson last year lit it up as Golden Boot winners in the BCPL, so that's quite a potent strike force that Jessie Simons has brought on for this second half. Sprung into that the fantastic Ruby Nicholas for her creative play, and you feel this game's not going to be scoreless for too much longer. Gomez lays it off to the outside to Sienna Gibson. Gibson, the 19-year-old, just back from being away on international duty with Canada and a pair of friendlies against England and Japan. So she'll certainly be used to the heat, if nothing else, from recent weeks. Although, speaking to her parents before this game, they feel it's hotter here, and I think that says everything for what the conditions are like for those players out on the pitch. It's going to be tough to keep those levels going for the full 90 minutes, and Jessie Simons decided to go with that quadruple sub to try and keep his attack fresh, and that's one of those subs on the ball just now. Nicholas stretching her legs, doing superb here. Still Ruby Nicholas, and eventually the tackle comes in from Sang. And the last touch comes off the Hong Kong international, and it's going to be out for the first corner of the second half to Altitude. Nicholas with a good delivery right on top of the keeper. And Veneer knocks that one behind for another corner, this time on the other side. The 19-year-old, first appearance, as mentioned, of this BCPL season, coming back after her rookie season down in Seattle with Washington State. Nicholas again, there's another good delivery to the back of the 6-yard box. Sang gets her head on it, can only head it up in the air. And it's helped on a little bit there from Chesko. A ball inside cut out. Well read there by Dobbin. Nicholas battling away, but Langley get this one cleared. Danger's going to come straight back to them though as Gomez evades the challenge. Up the left wing looking for Rasul, but it's cut out by Lally. She'll knock it to the outside and she's stretching her legs now and getting the better of Gomez here. Lally sends an inviting ball into the box and it's just whipped high and cleared there. Sophie Harrison getting an important foot on that, with a couple of Langley players waiting to pounce. Half-time break certainly seems to have added a renewed vigour to both of these sides. The fresh legs will go a long way to helping that as well. Now we've got Altitude going the other way with Russ. And once again it's Ruby Nicholas over on corner kick duty. Victoria Vikes players during the college season usually going up against these UBC girls. This BC, it's going to be a very interesting battle in Canada West to see who does make it to nationals this year, with UBC hosting. Gibson powering forward, tackle coming in, and that is going to go against Ava Temple, and that's going to bring a free kick up in a dangerous position here about 25 yards out from goal, and Ruby Nicholas will fancy this. Blundell also standing over the ball to line this up, but you have to feel it's going to be Nicholas that's going to take it. A little bit of a conflab between the two just now, trying to draw up what they're going to do. Looks like they may look to just float this one in rather than going for goal. Veneer not taking any chances though. Two players lined up in the wall here for Langley. Veneer giving up a lot to her right though in that top left corner as we look at it. And Nicholas tries to, I think, maybe go for that corner, but in the end neither had the power nor the direction to really test Veneer. And it's easily saved and held onto by the Langley keeper. Altitude have scored in every single game that they've played this year. The only points they've dropped was in a 1-1 draw with TSS and a 3-1 defeat at UBC against Vancouver Rise Academy. They won't care if they win this 1-0, 4-0, 6-0, just as long as they can get the 3 points. As Jessie Simons is lining up another sub once the ball goes out again. Harrison now looking for some movement or some space in any of the channels, not able to find it. Nicholas again battling away, but just runs into the wall that was Pak Tuk Sung. That's a nice little cut inside for Dumas. She needed to get the shot off there. She gets it off in the end, but she was running out of an angle to test Emma Sparrow, and it's wide off the mark in the end as Sheila Rasool's day is done here. And coming on for Altitude is number 23, Maddie Norman. So a like for like substitution. Forward for forward. Maddie Norman coming off a fantastic second year with UBC. 8 goals in her 18 appearances, 4 assists as well. It was a breakout season for Maddie after an injury had kind of derailed her. And she will be looking to hit the ground running in U Sports when it gets back underway for UBC in August. And this will give her a run out here just now. She's the Altitude player closest to the camera, number 23. Oh! And it didn't look like there was an angle on for a shot there. It hits the outside of the post and goes behind. I think Sparrow would have had it covered anyway. But a warning there for UBC that there is, or I keep saying UBC because I've been talking about them. Warning there for Altitude because Langley are here to make a game of it, and they certainly have so far through these first 57 minutes. And a cut out there. Chance here for Chesko. She lights the shot up and she takes a beautiful finish into the bottom left corner. Nothing Sparrow could do to keep that one out. And in the 58th minute, it's the goal to break the deadlock, and it comes the way of the visitors from Langley, and it's Kiena Chesko with her first of the season. And by my reckoning as well, it's her very first ever BCPL goal. It looked like she needed to have taken it first time, but she didn't. She made space for the shot and hit it with enough power to take that past Emma Sparrow. And we have a potential crisis point on the hands here for Altitude. A draw doesn't really help them too much. Not the end of the world. They're still relying on the Rise dropping some points. But just taking a point from this would mean they would need to see the Rise lose one of the last 2 games against TSS or Kamloops, whereas a win would see a draw in one of those games. Hand the advantage back to Altitude. And a little bit against the run of play in the grand scheme of things. But Kiena Chesko, the 20-year-old from Langley. Nicholas lays that off. The shot comes in. It's crashed off the bar. Quinn Johnson did everything right there. Just couldn't keep it under the bar, and it crashes off the woodwork. As we get another substitution coming up here for Altitude. Aurora Hughes-Goyette, the number 19, coming on, and Sophie Harrison going off. So an attacking substitution for Jessie Simons. Harrison playing the left back, and Nicholas spinning. And you thought that was going to be heading towards the top left corner, but from the angle that we had, it looked better direction-wise than it ended up turning to be. But Aurora Hughes-Goyette, one of the Altitude OGs. She's been with this club since her very first season, in the very first season in the league in 2022. She got 3 goals in 22, 3 goals in 23. Now break off as Nicholas sends a shot, and it's in front for Norman. And you would have fancied her to put that away, but a massive block coming in from Langley. Ava Temple putting her body on the line there. And a huge, huge block from the Langley captain, leading by example there. And I've seen Maddie Norman tuck goals away in her youth career and her college career, and you would have put your house on her to finish that. but tempo came out of nowhere to stop that one going in. So a couple of close calls for Altitude. They've hit the bar, they've had a goalmouth scramble as Norman just coming back from an offside position there. How crucial is that block going to have been in the grand scheme of things? Here go Langley again. If they can sneak a second here, they're going to be in dreamland. Dumas doing superb, skips through the two challenges, sends it in vitally into the back post, and it curls off the bar in the end and takes it away from Dobbin. Got end-to-end stuff. It's the kind of games you love, and you've got to admire the players for finding this energy in this heat as well. Now it should force another corner. They've not come up against too much adversity this year, but they've certainly got a fight in their hand in this one. Nicholas once again will take this corner. It's another good curler, but it just has too much curl on it, and it goes behind in the end. We've moved past the hour mark. Shalquick trying to thread that one through, just finding a wall of white. Altitude nick it back as the boot gets it out of the danger zone, at least for Langley, and now they actually hold the ball, and that was good play by Gemma Dumas to play that back, but tempo immediately getting put under pressure by Norman. Dumas tries to bring it down and spin round. Altitude win it back. Gibson turns inside, lays it off to Johnson. Blundell now holds up in the grass for her, and she doesn't get the power on that. And Veneer easily deals with that shot coming in from Kiera Blundell. It's always great to see Kiera in this league. She was so good with the Whitecaps Girls Elite in the first few years of League One BC as it was, BCPL as it now is. And whether you're watching this one live or on demand, thank you for watching and supporting BCPL Soccer here on YouTube. Maybe you can download the BCPL, well, the PSL Canada app from Android and Apple stores. Keep up to date with all the scores, standings, stats across League One or BCPL, Ontario PL, and in Alberta as well. And as more of the PLs across the country come on board, they will also be in the app. As Nicholas sends another inviting ball in, but it's just, again, just carries behind for the talented winger. Vancouver Rise players and staff will be watching this one, licking their lips at the prospect of being able to lift the title on Thursday evening at Swangard with a victory over TSS. That one will also be streamed live here on YouTube. 6 o'clock Pacific time kickoff. It's a big battle in the men's division coming up at 8:30. TSS, a 92nd minute winner yesterday in Nanaimo to give them the 2-1 victory over Nanaimo United, taking them to the top of the standings. If Langley can get a win this afternoon in the next match up at 6 o'clock Pacific time against Altitude, they will go back top though. It's Langley that control their own destiny just now, as that decision's going to go against Altitude and in the favour of Pak Tung Sang. Midway point of the second half, fast approaching. Hope you're enjoying the action wherever you're taking it in from, in the Lower Mainland, BC or across Canada. Thank you for watching and supporting the BCPL. I want to give a shout out to my good friend Rose Regal, who is taking the action in out in Toronto. And Gibson sent crashing to the deck. They are bringing shouts from the Altitude fans behind me, in the tackle going in from Alyssa Clark. And this might be the last opportunity before the second half hydration break. Gomez standing over this free kick, and she doesn't get the direction right, and it's easily dealt with. Gomez puts her head in her hands as Veneer quickly off her line to collect that one. Giveaway from Nicholas as we move past, giveaway from Quinn Johnson there as we move past the midway point of the second half. And that decision is going to go the way of Altitude, and that is also going to bring up the second half water break. Remember, these are quicker than what we're seeing in the World Cup. It is what it's meant to be, just a chance to take some water on for the players and for the commentators as well. But before we get to that, I just want to give an acknowledgement to the following league partners here in the BCPL: the Cruyff Institute, Gatorade, One Soccer, Voigt, Hummel, the Canadian Premier League and BC Soccer. So I will take this opportunity for a quick water break myself, and we'll be back with the action very soon here in North Vancouver. We're just getting a quick wardrobe change for Altitude there before the action gets underway. 20 minutes left in this one, and the Altitude trailing 1-0 to a great 58th minute goal from Kiana Chesko. A couple of substitutions at the water break there for Langley. Coming on is number 8, Yasmina Enidam, and number 24, Hina Rai. In. Here goes Norman again, tries to play in Blundell. And just for anyone watching at home, I mentioned Cronkite there, but she had gone off at half-time. The jersey switch that we saw, it's Aurora Hughes-Goyette, who was wearing the number 19, is now wearing the number 9 jersey, whatever the issue was with that. And it's Hughes-Goyette that's blocking that cross that was trying to get played in. Mind of the men's match coming up at 6 o'clock Pacific time this afternoon, 9 Eastern, with big title implications on the line in that one as well, as there is in this one. And as things currently stand, Altitude need at least one goal to really keep the title race going down to the last week of the season. In reality, they probably need to get 2 here. And they've certainly got the attacking players on the pitch to find those 2 goals, but Langley have put in an absolutely tremendous defensive display today. Ava Temple's been brilliant, Simran Lally has been brilliant at the back. And a shot coming in as well there from the dangerous Kira Scott. 13 goals in the GNAC season for SFU. And in 2027, SFU will be going up against the likes of UBC in U Sports as they make the change back to the Canadian college system from the NCAA Division 2. I'm excited for that change. I know there's a lot of folk up Burnaby Mountain or fans of SFU that liked the being in the American system, the doors it could open in terms of drafts for the various sports or whatever. But I do feel it's better for the Canadian colleges to be in the Canadian college system, and the U Sport system is absolutely tremendous, and especially here in Canada West. BCPL filled full of Canada West college talent. I'm looking forward to the college season getting underway towards the end of August. As mentioned earlier, UBC hosting nationals this year on the women's side, UVic hosting the men's nationals, so that will be an exciting week of football in November here in BC. Dobbin plays a lovely ball here forward for Dumas, and she gets the shot off. A big save from Emma Sparrow. That's what Altitude's going to have to watch in the closing moments here, is giving up those spaces at the back as another shot comes in, this time from the Langley leading scorer Alyssa Clark. Didn't really trouble Sparrow, who wants to just quickly get on with this. That ball bounces away from Lally. Norman pounces on it right away. She's looking for some movement inside to Blundell. She chests it down superbly, lays it off to Gibson, but it's just poked away by Rye. Altitude keeping it alive though. Hughes-Goyette up the wing looking for Gibson. And good defensive play there from Sung, and that will just run behind for a Langley goal kick. We're in to the final quarter of an hour here, North Vancouver, and Altitude have it all to do. Nice little touch and turn inside there from Johnson. A beautiful ball out to Norman on the wing here as well. She plays it across the edge of the box. Nobody there in a sky blue jersey, and Langley get it clear. Not for long though, as Gomez tries to bring it forward, and another important challenge coming in there from Simran Lally, the 19-year-old in her second season here in the BCPL. A couple of years in the college game with Regina Cougars under her belt, as Norman goes for the audacious effort, but too much on that, and that's high and over the Langley bar. Lally sending that forward for Scott to try and chase down. Gomez does well to drag that back. Gomez again pokes that forward, and Blundell was pointing where she wanted to lay it off to before she'd got to the ball, and it was cut out again by Ava Temple. And Dumas is played in again. Sparrow quickly off her line, and she had to get to that one or Dumas was in. Nicholas just runs into Rye there, but the ball breaks kindly for Johnson. She tries to get that out to Norman, but Lally reads that so well. Oh, and she tried to knock that one past Gomez. The defenders for both these sides have come up big this afternoon. Gibson turns away with space, chips that forward, gets that all wrong though. And now Enidam will slow things down, use a little bit of her veteran experience, the Fraser Valley Cascades alumni. She's got a good college career under her belt, as well as playing down in Australia for a couple of years with West Adelaide Hellas in the women's NPL. Yasmin Enidam. Altitude controlling the possession, controlling the play. Langley happy to just hit on the counter, but they're soaking up a lot of pressure here, and in this heat you've got to be fully switched on 100%. Norman plays it along the edge of the box. It's cleared but not too far by Langley. And Apps, and a big tussle there, and a push in the back from Zoe Apps, and that's going to bring the yellow card up. She knew exactly what she was doing on Kira Scott, and Scott will just take a bit of time getting up here and run some time off the clock, and there's going to be a substitution for each side now, as Quinn Johnson, who only came on at the half, making way now for the last few minutes here, and Sophia Peckinpah, another UBC Thunderbird player, coming on, and that's going to be Kira Scott's last action of the day.
Yellow card.
She is making way after that challenge, and it's the number 10 that's also coming on for Langley here, Megan McDonald.
Substitution for Langley. Coming out of the game, number 19, Kira Scott. Entering the game, number 10, Megan McDonald.
Into the final 10, since we're talking about 10s.
And for Altitude FC,
It's been quite a day for players wearing the number 10.
10, Sophia Peckinpah.
Nice little back heel from Blundell. She gets a return pass by Norman. Norman making the run forward now, but Blundell sprays the ball out to the right to Nicholas. Brings it down well, puts on the jets, gets past 2 players. Can she get past the third and get the cross in? She can, but she was running out of real estate fast there, and it's easily dealt with by Sydney Veneer. And the Washington Husky just falling on that. Running a few valuable seconds off the clock here. This certainly would go down as a shock result if it holds at 1-0. Langley's had an up and down season form-wise. It's felt that it's a good team there waiting to kind of break out, and that if it wasn't for the amount of quality teams that's above them in the table, you feel that this is a team that could be capable of being higher than they are. They don't get blown out of matches, and they make it very difficult for teams to score against. And that is what Altitude are finding now in this one. Gibson almost playing peck and paw in there. Unable to bring this down at the moment as the long range effort comes in from Rye, but that's not going to trouble Emma Sparrow. So trying to chase this ball down. She's not a lot to do in this second half, but she has had to pick the ball out of the net once. Peckinpah, nice turn inside, and just gets the pass all wrong. There was 3 options for her, and in the end just played it straight down the middle with too much force, and it just runs through to Veneer. Rye. Nice ball out to the wing for Dobbin to chase down. And she keeps it in as well. And she's going to the corner flag a little bit early for doing that, I have to say. Time fast run out for Altitude here to find the 2 goals that they need. One, it feels, isn't going to be enough for them, but they would take that 1 for sure right now rather than the 0 that they have. Nicholas up the wing for Hughes Goyette. Those 2 temporarily changing places on the pitch. Into the final 5. We'll keep an eye obviously on the 4th official as well. There'll be a little bit of time added on. There's been the hydration break, a couple of other little stoppages, but I wouldn't expect more really than 3-4 minutes. Blundell out to Nicholas on the wing. She's got space to work with here, Ruby Nicholas. She's a magician at times with the ball at her feet, has to find a good delivery. It's on to the head of Norman and flicks it towards goal, but again, not even on target, and nothing there to trouble Veneer. Dumas takes a nice touch inside. Oh, just runs under the foot there of Clark. Barely time to breathe for either of these teams right now. It's just constant pressure and action as Gibson battling away, unable to get the ball. Langley now brewing it forward. Dobbin plays that out to Dumas on the wing. She keeps it into the near post, and it's flicked back, looking to try and get the return ball to the diminutive winger. But it's well read and cut out by Zoe Lapps. Gibson now powered forward, her ball looking to try and find Norman. Nicholas plays it inside, looking for Blundell, and she's been handled very well by this Langley defence all afternoon. Into the last 2 minutes here in North Vancouver. Altitude's dreams of back-to-back titles hanging by a thread right now, as that's asking a lot even of Ruby Nicholas to try and chase down, but it's going to be a corner for the home side. And it's around this point of the game that I'd like to give our unofficial AFTN players of the game, as we're going to get another Langley substitution now. Gemma Dumas making way. She's had a fantastic shift out there this afternoon. Julia Balchin coming on. Number 25. I'll get back to the players of the game in a sec. The corner now underway. Nicholas sends it in. Good parry away there by Veneer. The shot coming in, spinning again from Apps, and that was a great chance for Altitude. Claire Logan, the centre-back, getting the shot off through traffic. But Altitude just have to settle for another corner here. Gomez will send this in. Sends it to the near post. Too much curl on it and a wasted opportunity for Altitude. And Langley can breathe once again. Langley have potentially had a big impact on the BCPL women's title. The Altitude men will be hoping that they can have a big impact on the men's title in the game that's coming up next against Langley United. If Langley win that one, they go back top with 2 games to go. So it is only going to be a minimum of 3 minutes. And the title, the back-to-back title, looks like it is slipping away here for Altitude, unless TSS can do them a huge favour on Thursday night in our next featured matchup. Just to quickly get to my players of the game as the minutes are running down here. For Altitude, I'm going very defensive all round for this. I think Zoe Lapps has been tremendous at the back for Altitude, the centre-back wearing the number 5 jersey. And 2 players have super impressed me for Langley defensively this afternoon. And my honourable mention is going to go to number 5 on Langley, Simran Lally. But captain Ava Temple has led by example, a huge goal line block as well to keep her side's lead intact. And Ava Temple is my Langley and overall AFTN player of the game. It does feel that Langley's heads have gone down a little bit here. They seem to know the fate that awaits them. That's going to be out for a goal kick. A draw would still make things interesting. It would feel getting 2 goals now in the last minute or so is a tall order. Getting 1 to get the equaliser is in their hands. They've certainly got a host of attacking talent out there. Pick and paw. Wasn't sure where the ball was at first, but we know she's got pace for days, and she wins the throw-in for her side there. She would have preferred to have got past the defender. We're into the last 30 seconds. It is really last chance saloon now for Altitude. Gibson can't get brought down. Oh, and it's cleared by Langley. Altitude fast running out of time. They might get one more opportunity, but they need to get this into the box. Gomez chips it forward. No one there in a blue jersey. The clearance though is sliced by Enadam, but it falls favourably to Lally. Gomez now picks up the last ball, dances past a couple of tackles. Kiera Blundell now, the loose ball. Gomez goes in and she can't get the shot off, and near superbly off her line to smother the danger, and that you feel is going to be that for Altitude. All eyes now on the referee. And Clark almost playing that one through to Balchin. That just runs away from Norman, and that is probably going to be it as far as this one is concerned. Referee checking his watch. He's played over the 3 minutes. There is, of course, just a minimum of 3. And Balchin doing what she needed to do there, knocking that one off Norman. Lally will send it forward. McDonald chasing it down, forcing Logan to make the play and put it out for the throw-in. We are over 4 minutes now. We're into the 5th minute of stoppage time at the end of the half here. Referee still letting things continue. Maybe there will be one last chance for Altitude, and there won't be. A shock. One of the shocks off the season here at Kinsman Field. Kiena Chesko's 58th minute goal. The difference between these two sides. And it finishes here in North Vancouver. Altitude 0. Langley United 1. That keeps Altitude second in the table. And it means Vancouver Rise Academy go to Swangard on Thursday evening, and if they can beat TSS Rovers, they will win the 2026 BCPL title. I'll have the call for that one here on YouTube. Thank you for watching and supporting the game this afternoon, whether you've been watching live or on demand. I've been Michael McCall. If you're joining us for the men's game, it goes at 6 o'clock Pacific time. If not, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you at the pitch again soon.